May grew up in the Philippines. She's one of around 200,000 citizens with Filipino heritage here in Britain. And like her, many are Catholic. May, welcome.
Thank you.
I've invited her to show me a recipe no Filipino Easter would be complete without. May, I'm very excited. I'm looking at all these different ingredients here. You are renowned for your Easter feast.
Yes, and I'm going to show you how to make lechon today.
Lechon.
Yes, it's usually a whole hog roast, slow roasted for 6 to 8 hours with lots of fragrance inside the pork belly, so it's going to be crisp.
Lechon and Catholicism are both part of a strong legacy from 300 years of Spanish rule in the Philippines. Their Easter customs reflect the mass scale of their faith, and May brings a flavour of those celebrations to the UK with her lechon. To start off, a wonderful piece of pork belly has been soaking in brine with onion, bay leaves, lemongrass and garlic. Has it still got the skin on?
Yes, it still has the skin on. It's the most important part of it, actually, because if it's not crispy, you've done something a little bit wrong there. So all we need to do now is take it out, dry it completely with a towel so that it will crisp up once it's in the oven.
And these are the other ingredients. First of all, I thought they were all spring onions, but this is lemongrass. I grow lemongrass at home, and it's got much more leaves to it.
I remember when I was living in the Philippines, we would just have it in the back garden, and I would just go out, you know, my dad would ask me to get some lemongrass, and I would go. But yeah, it's really leafy and really fragrant.
And that looks to me like a lot of garlic.
Yes, we love our garlic. Onions and garlic we love. To make sure that it really flavors up, add a little bit more salt to it, maybe a little pepper. Okay, so we need to cut the end of the spring onions and cut it in half so that the flavors will come out. Okay.
So this to me is a frightfully interesting recipe. I haven't seen anything like it before.
So the next thing we'll do with the lemongrass, we have to crush this.
You're enjoying doing that, aren't you?
Actually, sorry, stress-free.
Bashing it really does get the flavour out of it.
Yeah, definitely. And you want that in your pork.
So to infuse the meat with flavour, May places lemongrass and spring onion, bay leaves and finely chopped garlic. And then she rolls the pork belly tightly and secures it. So there's your string, get going.
There's my string. Tie it on there. If you could hold that for me, I'll tie it again to keep it
As long as there's two people, you don't need to do any fancy butcher's knot.
Yes.
That looks good. I can see the way you're doing this. You just love food. Was it your mother or your father? Who inspired you? Or your grandmother? Who inspired you?
My father inspired me. Growing up in the Philippines, my dad stayed in the Philippines while my mum worked abroad. So he was sort of the mother and the father at the same time. So he said, okay, I'm going to teach you how to cook. I have a photo to show you, actually. In the Philippines, you probably will have a whole hog. And that's my father there, Pepe. Cooking it.
And it's sort of on a rail either side, yes. So somebody is turning it.
Yes.
So the idea is to copy that and put it in a slow oven, 100 for 6 hours, and keep an eye on it. Well, I think we should get that straight in the oven right now. Just as May's father did, across the Philippines, whole hogs are split roasted so the entire community can come together and eat. May's miniature, but still substantial version will be a stunning centrepiece for my feast. It looks fantastic. It's ready. You should be very proud of that. I think
that looks beautiful.
So it's all yours.
It's all ready. All right.
I've never known anything so crisp. With long, slow cooking, it's certainly
I think it's worth the wait, don't you think?
It's fantastic. watching this, it is very difficult not to just stretch across and pinch a bit. Can I? There's an extra
Yes,
fork here.
go for it.
There's no sign of any fat here. That is so tender.
It's
beautiful,
beautiful.
beautifully tender. It's not stringy in any way. It's beautifully tender. And that crackling, I think I might even break my tooth on it. Look. Well, I would have thought after Easter Sunday the dentist would be in business because it is very, very crisp, but oh so good.
That's a feast already on its own.
That looks absolutely wonderful. Informal, lovely.
Ah, yes.
Your speciality, lechon, this wonderful roast pork. Would you be kind enough to bring it along to my feast to share with everybody else?
It'll be my pleasure.
We'll see you then.
Okay.
It's a real surprise to discover how significant pork is to the Filipino Easter table. May's exotic lechon will be a wonderful complement to the more familiar Easter roast lamb at my special feast.